Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Day 23, Nancy Guthrie case. There's an update, or is there an update, or what is this? Is this a nothing burger? Because people are saying that the photo, remember the images we got from the doorbell video, the Nest video? One was actually a video, and the other one looked like it was a still. And some people were debating, where's the book bag? Is that a different person or whatnot? Now, some people are saying, and it's actually been reported a lot, that these two pictures may have been taken at different times, different days, actually. I initially thought maybe different times on the same night, but now people are saying that maybe it was a completely different day. You know what pictures I'm talking about? We're going to go over those during this live. Then we're going to go over a lot of stuff, if there's any. We're going to go whatever is popping today, whatever is happening, because I thought this case was going to go cold. It could probably still go cold. It's been slow. I think it was going to go cold. I think the sheriff, along with Alma, in my opinion, have discouraged people from going in to keep this on the news. And you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. And the less people report on it, I think the investigation will wither away, go down, maybe even go cold. But we have this bombshell. All right. We have this bombshell go down. Sorry about that. You guys could hear me, but this is a bombshell. If people are thinking that, we'll go over some theories, some philosophies here. Stick with me. And then after, we're going to be rating to Latino Slant, talking about other stuff there as well. Meanwhile, how's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments. Who do we have in the comments? Give yourself a shout out, because we have Abby, we have Just Snoopin', we have D Nice, Gunner Girl. Who else? Who else is new? Tammy, Lori. How are you, Lori? Welcome in. Jalissa, and Rasmussen, Kenneth, Linda, what's up? What's up? What's up? Who's this? Who's this? Corino, what up? What up? What up? Emily, how are you today? Who else do we have? Cherry, Lori, Tyler, what's up? How you doing, folks? Feel free to add your comments. Did everyone get notifications? Let me know in the comments. Also, Bonnie, thank you so much for being 27 months member. 27 months member. It's a great way to support the channels by becoming a member. Hey, thanks for covering for this. You say, hey, listen, thanks for being here, and your input is always welcome. As I drink my water. All right, let's before we get to our main course here, the main course meaning the video analysis about apparently there may be either two suspects, or the pictures we were given were from a different time. All right, Chef, what's up? So we're gonna go with that. So have we gotten an update from the Pima County Sheriff Department? Have we gotten? Let's look, because you know what? I don't count going to your favorite outlets, NBC or whatever, and updating them, really addressing the people. I count as addressing the people, as addressing the public, going on your public Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever it is, and addressing the people, not going to select outlets. Brian Enton's even noticing this. He alluded in one of his videos that the sheriff is going to outlets he likes a lot. And guess what? I'm not going to be looking for him, man. We pay his taxes. He's got to be the guy looking for us, or at least give us one place. All right. 2 hours ago, road is open. There was a road that was closed. Okay. 15 hours ago, 5 hours ago, road closed. Okay, that, at least he updated there. Okay, this was from yesterday. This is the one where he said, private search parties, volunteer groups. Okay, let's read it. All right. Private search parties, volunteer groups have inquired about being in the area. Per the sheriff, they were asked to please give investigators the space they need to do their work. Now, this is per the sheriff, meaning he didn't type this. I'm assuming he didn't type this. Someone else did it for him. We appreciate your concern. And we all want to find Nancy, but this work is best left to the professionals. That's right. It's a backhanded comment, in my opinion. It's an insult. A little bit. Let the professionals handle it. Children, go home. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. He's being called out for it too. Do you agree? Yeah, it is a mess. Do you agree? Pima County Sheriff Department has volunteer opportunities if they wish to get involved in the department. Private property laws apply, and it's up to each individual property owner to grant permission for someone to search their property. Have they even done a search party? This is for February 21st. This honestly does not update me on the situation. The situation with Nancy. Where is Nancy? What's the update? What up with the raids the other days? Who else is clear? All right. That's nothing. And the only reason this update happened is because a search group decided to take it upon themselves to look for Nancy. That's right. Coffee for me, man, please. All right. 21st. What is this? Oh no. That's not them. Let's see what else. Okay, so that was yesterday. No, that's 2 days ago. 2 days ago they addressed that. Let's see. The 20th. Road is back open. Road, because this road was closed. Okay, that's the 20th. All right. Road closure again, the 19th. Nothing to do with Nancy. Nothing to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Do you guys agree? Do you guys catch this? So that the 19th, nothing to do. Community alert, another road closure. The 19th again, road reopening. Road closure, 19th again. Okay, here's one. On the 18th was the last time they officially addressed Nancy Guthrie. Because, again, going on random cable networks is not addressing the public, in my opinion. Do you guys agree? We hit that one. There needs to be a press conference. It's been too much. SWAT activity. We do not share. Wait, this is not even an update. Is this? SWAT activity. We do not share where our team are dispatched to for officer safety. There was a call this afternoon that was not related to the Guthrie investigation. Okay, so I think we could cancel this one. The 18th is not a Guthrie update. It's not a Nancy Guthrie update. It's not. Right? So 18th, we still have a 17th, road closure, road reopen. Okay, we'd like to hear that. All right. Do we get an update on their investigation? All right, the 17th. Let's read that after we read this. What doesn't kill you gives you a lot of unhealthy copying skills and really... Wait. What doesn't kill you gives you a lot of unhealthy copying skills and really dark sense of humor. What is that? Is that one of your dad jokes? Ann Rasmussen, thank you so much for the support. Hearts for you, Ann Rasmussen. Ann, what do you think of this craziness? Let me know. Let's give some hearts for Ann Rasmussen. I'm going to have to drink some water. I'm out of coffee. Yeah, we're going to go over the two photos, folks. Stay put. All right. Continuing. Reminder, FBI reward is up to 100K, 100,000. Now, it's up to 200,000 now, right? That wasn't updated. Okay, we do have an update. The last update on their official channel was on the 17th. What day are we on? How many days has it been since we've been updated? Huh? Tell me in the comments. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 6 days. We have not really had an update. That's the way I look at it. And going to NBC, News Nation, whatever. Okay? That's not an update. You got to update the people of, the people. The people. That's us. Is there somebody dangerous out there that I should worry about? Should we cancel our trips to Tucson? Right? What do you think? Am I making sense here, folks, in the comments? I think I'm making sense. Maybe too much sense. You tell me. Right? We haven't had anything.
We're not going to forget about the Nancy.
All right. Now, another update. Crews are searching inside before we go to the picture thing. The picture thing is crazy.
We're not going to forget about.
Could you guys hear that? Could you guys hear the guy? Let me see audio.
The Nancy Guthrie story. As a matter of fact, we're headed to Arizona right now. It's day 23 in the search for Nancy.
Okay, so the way he opens that, people are starting to leave. People are losing interest in the case. Is this going to go cold? Is this matter going to be going cold, folks? Do you think people are just going to forget about it? Very important question. People are scared. Is this case going to be going cold? People are starting to lose interest thanks to, hey, look, the officials have discouraged volunteer search parties. They don't want civilians involved. They don't want us peasants. What do they have? Do they know something that we don't? Here we go. Do they know more than we do? Oh, check it out. The Funk Soul Brother, right about now. The Karen reacts. Love your coverage on Nancy Guthrie situation. The DNA found in the house is mixed. That's another problem. Oh my God. I'm sweating my you-know-what off. I got to turn on the fan because I am getting high blood pressure covering this thing. The DNA is mixed. Hold on, folks. Let me go in here. The DNA may take up to a year, allegedly, to get ready to have results. Are you ready for that? All right. Karen reacts. Thank you for that super chat. Love your coverage on Nancy Guthrie. The DNA found in the house is mixed and has to have further tests done. Crazy, crazy. The whole situation is crazy. No updates makes the case go cold. Yeah, and also makes the case people making up shit. People making up stuff. Let me know if my mic's okay, folks. Let me know if my mic's okay because I have the fan on next to me. It is another nice summer day here in LA. All right. Karen, thank you for that. We need officials to talk to us. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah.
Story. As a matter of fact, we're headed to Arizona right now. It's day 23 in the search for Nancy, and our senior national correspondent Brian Enton is on the story live from Tucson from the beginning. Okay, Brian, what about today? Even over the weekend, what do we learn?
Brian Enton's still there. Look at this bridge, this tunnel. Those ladies from Mexico, I believe that's the same one they were under.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that it's now day 23. I can't quite wrap my mind around it. It's now been three weeks, but we're still here. We're in Tucson. There were searches that happened all weekend long. Connell, I wanted to show you actually one of the areas where these volunteer searchers came out this weekend. There's these underground tunnels in Tucson.
Now, someone's saying that it's not going to take a year, not with the FBI. They sent the blood somewhere else, right?
That I didn't know existed until people started to talk about them. And the search crews actually came in, several of these this weekend, just to look, because you think about there's only so many places that the law enforcement can go, but when these volunteers get involved, they can really spread out, and that's what they did. So they were in these tunnels. They searched pretty much this entire one. We'll lose service if we keep going, but we walked through the entire thing too. They actually found a backpack in this area, and the Pima County Sheriff's Office came out to actually collect the backpack and take it into evidence. It didn't seem to match the backpack that we've seen in the surveillance photos and video, but still, nonetheless, these volunteers do seem to be helping. Now, day 23, law enforcement sources who I've talked to say it is not a cold case, Connell. They seem to emphasize that.
All right, not a cold case. But see, look, it's the law enforcement he talked to. With all due respect, good for him. But if I didn't click on his video, I wouldn't know this information was available.
Though there haven't been any significant updates that have come out today, Connell.
Well, I'm trying to understand these tunnels. So that's like in downtown Tucson, or like right outside the city, or like what's the deal with the tunnels exactly again?
Yeah, so these tunnels, they're actually not downtown. These are close to where Nancy lives. So we're like,
By the way, folks, I see a lot of you coming on in here. Hit that one if you just got here. Introduce yourself if you're new. We have a debate now. Is one of the images of the masked person from a different time or day? Or are they a different person altogether? Seems like that story is gaining steam. We're going to talk about it. Also, let me know what country, city, or state you are watching from.
The foothills outside of downtown, and I think they're drainage tunnels, so the water would rush through here when there's big rains. But homeless people come down here, and these volunteer search groups just figure like we need to go through the tunnels. You would never know, if someone.
Yeah, they don't have a search group that I saw. Did you guys see a search group, an official one?
Was down here, so they did. Luckily, no one was found, but again, they did find some belongings that they handed over to law enforcement.
Okay, that makes sense. Now you had another special this weekend, I know, on Saturday night where you were like taking questions right from viewers and whatnot. So did anything stand out in terms of what people were asking or what might help the investigation or?
One of the big things that people were talking about, and this is new that came out over the weekend, the sheriff actually said this, is that they're having challenges with the DNA, Connell, which is something that we didn't know about, and not really good news.
All right, if they mess up the DNA after not giving it to the FBI, if that's the same DNA, oh boy.
They sent the DNA to be tested, the DNA from Nancy's house and also from the glove, to be tested at the private lab in Florida. And now the sheriff is saying that there have been challenges. That's the word he used.
Challenges. What does that mean? That sounds like mess ups. Sounds like a nice word. We may be fucked up. We may have messed up.
Because there may be more than one person's DNA all kind of combined. And he's saying it could take weeks, months, and he said maybe even a year. So that was something that came up during.
Are you ready to do a year of this? Alma. Remember Alma? Remember Alma? Who remembers Alma? We all try to forget. She's discouraging YouTubers from going. Because we make money. People buy us coffee stuff. They buy us coffee. Remember? She complained. I think she's some sort of politician over there. She said that these people, these evil YouTubers, even get donations for coffee. She must have been talking about me. Yeah, I can't do this for a year, Kim. I'm falling. Hey, you know what I mean? I can't. I need to sleep. I'm actually sleeping a little more. Okay? I'm sleeping a little more. All right? But yeah, follow Kim, damn it. All right? Listen, this thing now, all the stuff they don't want the YouTubers to talk about is now becoming front and center. So here's the deal, folks. The way I'm looking at this, what the YouTubers, us, you, me, were hinting of, a lot of the theories, a lot of the conspiracies, a lot of the whatevers, okay? A lot of that is now becoming what the mainstream media is reporting. The other day, Steph the Ultra Nerd came in here. Who was here? We were debating, are those two the same people in the pictures? You all were debating that. Now it's starting to become the talk of the town. That maybe these two are two different people in the pictures. There's one in the video, one in the picture. Or that they were actually taken at different times. We're going to get to that. That is the biggest news here.
The special that just concerned a lot of people. Gosh, because we thought maybe we would get the DNA test results back sooner.
Thank you for.
That was too loud, man. That was too loud. All right, what else do we got there? JLR's still there. All right, you guys remember this photo, right? Actually, we're going to go down. We're going to do some stuff, man. We're going to do some speculating here. Are you guys ready? Hit that one. All right. Mass suspect in the Nancy Guthrie abduction appeared to visit their home before kidnapping. Now, you're probably saying, Lewis, this is just a YouTube conspiracy thing because YouTube's been talking about it. No, this is ABC News. Folks, where am I? Oh, sorry, the camera's right there. This is ABC News. All right? Shelly, what we were talking about is ABC News now. All right? So what Alma and the sheriff, they were saying, oh my God, Lewis is getting coffee tips. Now, ABC News is grabbing our stories, our theories, and now they're putting it at the front page. And they're Disney. Their sponsors are paying them the big bucks, man. They're getting the big bucks just to parrot what you all knew already or were thinking. We don't know yet. This is all speculation. We don't know. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know jack or shit here, right? I'm just here. I'm as lost as everybody else, right? Is that Paige Vaughn? Coño, wow. What's up, Paige Vaughn? What up? Welcome back. Now, listen, I got to tell you something as I continue today's show. Bear with me. My left contact fell off my eye. So I'm kind of half blind here. So I have to look real close, all right? I have to look very, very close. But I do know that Emily sent in a coffee super chat. And I'm assuming like if Alma or one of those politicians are watching, they're very, very upset that someone like me gets support voluntarily. And let her speak. Watch this.
A lot of them, I don't know if folks have seen, but some of them are even accepting donations for the coffee. You can send them coffee.
Yes, that is true. Emily proved it. You could send me coffee donations. Mass suspect in Nancy Guthrie abduction appeared to visit home before kidnapping. Oh my God. Let's be serious. That's scary as shit. All right. I know I'm trying to be, I try to make it entertaining here. I'm trying to make it entertaining. Holy shit, dude. All right. I'm going to be serious right now. What? I'm going to show you some video, some guy's theory. So they're saying that this picture right here may have been the person sculpting out or going to her house. And then this is a second video. They never confirmed with us the timeline. And there was this odd image, right? This odd image. Hey, folks, you know what that means? If this is true, that could mean that the person didn't know her because they had to go and look at the house, scope it out first. And then she may have not been home. All right. I'm starting to lean that way if this is true. Again, I don't know. Why don't I know anything? Because the sheriff has not updated anyone. What? There you go. January 11th, January 1st. January 11th, February 1st, you're saying? I don't know about the dates. All right. So that Kim, I think Kim was here too, or it was on Popcorn Planet. We said, hey, you know what? Who do you think did this? I go, I don't know, but maybe it's someone that didn't know her. It could have been someone, some homeless person or something, right? So there it is. There it is, folks. This is what a lot of people were theorizing, but it gets bigger than that.
I'm your common sense gay, and something is really.
It gets bigger than that, folks.
Here's a fun fact.
I'm gonna give you
common
this
sense
guy.
gay, and
here's a fun.
Oh shit!
I'm your common sense.
Let me see if I could get this on screen. This is from the Common Sense Gay. All right, give him a follow.
I'm your common sense gay, and something has really been bugging me about.
Okay, so he actually, I'm gonna give him a follow here. Give him a follow. Common Sense Gay. He's been on this. I don't know if before we started discussing it, but do you hear him? How's the audio? Let me know. I'm gonna play his video here. Hope he's okay with that. I think he is. I think this is this the first one? All right, look at it. This thing is going big. Oh, he has a few of them. Okay. He's the one with a theory, right? It's gotten viral, 43K, 20K here, and then $126K here. All right, let's check it out.
Common sense gay here, and I can already tell that this is going to blow up because nobody noticed it, and I'm glad I noticed it first. The photos were on a different night. They were clearly on a different night. And this story is just not adding up, and we should be demanding answers, okay? Let's just review. The FBI released photos of the kidnapper from the Nest Cam.
It says 213 right here when he posted it. I don't know if that's the way you follow TikTok. 213, man. February 13th, he posted this.
The night of the kidnapping. They said that
this is actually the night of the SWAT.
Common sense gay here, and I can already tell that this is going to blow up because nobody noticed it, and I'm glad I noticed it first. The photos were on a different night. They were clearly on a different night. And this story is just not adding up, and we should be demanding answers, okay?
We are demanding answers, but what can we do? We can't do anything. We're powerless. No one wants to update us.
Just review. The FBI released photos of the kidnapper from the Nest Cam the night of the kidnapping. They said that this was him and this was him, right? Except the difference is on the right, it is very lit up in the background. And in the video, you can tell it's very lit up. And it's because it was the snow moon where there was 99% moonlight. And
he checked it, the moon and the stars, the way they were lined up. This is actually part 2 of his video. Let's check out part 1 in a bit.
09 a.m., 20 minutes after she was fully abducted and the pacemaker disconnected, it was a full moon, right? So there was a ton of light during that time. But during this photo, which I think was probably around January 11th, which is when the FBI is asking for footage from neighbors right now, they are saying between the hours of 9 p.m. and midnight, the moon did not come up until 2:13 a.m. So it would have been pitch black.
The guy went on astrology on us. You know what I mean?
which is why you can't see anything there. And people have said, oh, like infrared cameras can't adjust. If you go through this video footage, the infrared camera adjusts plenty when he goes back. So it was not the same night. And that's why there's no backpack, no gun, totally different shoes, same guy.
What do you guys think of that? Everyone in the chat, what do you guys think of what he said? What he's saying?
Same build, different clothes, different shoes, different everything. But I want to know what is going on and why they are not telling us this is a different night. 3 weeks prior, he was casing the house. He wasn't just
There you go. Deanna said it in the chat the other day.
an amateur putting flowers over the camera. This is bizarre. And what else is bizarre is that we went from this plea where she's quoting Hannibal Lecter lyrics.
The Hannibal Lecter thing, I disagree. I respectfully disagree. Because some of the some of the verbiage Savannah used in the first video directed at the ransom email was verbatim, like only like 3 or 4 words was for verbatim to Silence of the Lamb. And I think the reason for that is because when Silence of the Lamb films, they actually use real FBI to consult them on how a situation like that, what kind of speech would you want to give publicly. So that's why it sounded the same, I think.
Savannah Guthrie is quoting Hannibal Lecter lyrics, which this video went super viral for me on Instagram and TikTok, to this, where she's wearing makeup and begging the public for help. Like
Well, I think it's because we went over it. I don't know. We won't exactly know until this is all over. And then we may not even know. Maybe this is the last one. This is the last video she made, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the other videos did not look as great video quality wise. The definition wasn't as great. Also, I did notice that there was makeup on. And the other videos, it seemed like it was used different. I don't know. But we don't know if that's anything. It could be because the first 2 emails were proven to be fake or frauds, and then she just decided to make this video randomly to plea for her mom. Or maybe she thought to herself, is like, hey man, I gotta fix myself up a little bit. I'm feeling and looking like garbage. I want to look a little bit more presentable, or I want to look different. I don't think she looked like garbage in any video. I didn't mean it that way, but maybe she just wanted to give her a different look. I don't know. We're not going to know. We got to wait and see. So no, I don't think it's connected to Hannibal Lecter.
is something so bizarre happening. If you cannot see it, I do not know what to say. I don't know if it is the police that are in on it, if it is Savannah Guthrie. I do not know if it is her husband who owns Glover Park, whatever.
That's another thing, the Epstein thing. I'm just like, I don't believe that.
Well, it's now called something else because they merged with something else, but he's a DC fixer who works for the Clintons and also is in the Epstein files, who also helped General Petraeus. I mean, there is something shady going on, but you cannot tell me this woman did not get kidnapped the day after the Epstein files dropped, the biggest dump of the Epstein files dropped.
Again, this is the common sense gay's opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see the conspiracy stuff. I think, you know what, folks? I think almost everyone that has any money is in the Epstein files. It doesn't mean they did anything wrong, but it's just,
and have just dominated the headlines when so many people are implicated. And that's not a coincidence. That's my...
Okay, so I don't believe that. Just so you all know, the Epstein coverage is still big. It's everywhere.
Common sense.
The Savannah
Common sense
Guthrie.
gay? Okay. Okay.
Savannah, in my
Common
opinion,
sense-
Savannah
common sense
Guthrie.
gay, and
The Savannah Guthrie stuff is not, or the Nancy Guthrie situation is not stopping people from reporting the Epstein stuff. Okay, at least I don't see it. I see it front page everywhere.
I'm going to make one more video on the Savannah Guthrie kidnapping ransom video. I completely agree. This is one of the top comments, that her statement that this is very valuable to us, and she didn't say that her mom was very valuable to them, was a very odd statement. And I think there's a few things that could be at play here. I'll discuss it after the video. Let's rewatch it, and then I'll discuss the two scenarios that I think are at play here.
Let's see what he has to say. By the way, give him a follow.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
Celebrate what?
We will have peace.
It sounded, when I heard that video, it sounded like celebrate her life.
It's very valuable to us and we will pay.
So my scenarios are twofold.
Sounded
Either
morbid.
her mom is dead, and the only way they can have peace is for them to get the body and celebrate with her, and they will still pay for that. Or again, there's something more sinister going on. They understand the terms of whatever agreement. Like I said, her husband has super ties to the DC community. I mean, obviously these Epstein files were released. Clinton is about to go before the House Oversight Committee.
Again, I don't know about that.
There's a lot going on there. Could be about silence. I don't know. Could be about all those things. But this is valuable to us. Is that the family? Is that about FS Global, i.e. Glover Park, his consulting firm? It could be about either of those things. So overall, I still find this situation super bizarre. This does not happen in the United States. I mean, people get kidnapped abroad, but it does not happen in the United States. Like, I don't even know the last time someone has been kidnapped and held ransom. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But overall, I find this very coded language. And I was watching on Fox News, they had a body language expert, said the same thing. This is very coded language. Everything from Silence of the Lambs to how she's communicating on her Instagram and not going through the back channels through the news stations. Something is up here, and I wonder if we'll ever know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, follow, and share for more.
Yeah, I don't agree with everything he's saying.
Okay.
Respectful.
Good. I'm your common sense gay. Hi, I'm your common sense gay. Common sense gay. Common sense gay.
Let's see what we got.
I'm your common sense. I'm your common. Hi, I'm your common. I'm your.
Okay, so
Here we go. Let's check this one out.
it's gay and I'm on a plane right now, but
He's on a plane. He's on a plane.
I'm being told that News Nation is now reporting that these pictures from the FBI post were on a different night, and I kept telling everybody.
So now he's saying that News Nation is reporting the same thing he's reporting, that the both of the pictures were on a different night. He thinks it's February 9th. And this one, February 1st, 9th or 10th. So someone may have been scoping out the house.
I had people up in my comments saying that they were not. But I'm telling you, like, there's a shadow there.
He sees a shadow.
February 1st, it was a bright moon. And then there is no way that there was a moon out this night. These are from two different nights. By the way, I don't think this was provided by Google, or they would have had the metadata. So I think the kidnappers actually provided these photos, and the FBI didn't know. That's why they put them all together. So if you know the story, I'm on a plane. Like,
I'm your common sense gay.
Let me see if I can find one with a clearer.
I'm your common sense gay, and something has really been bugging me about this Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, as you know, especially this photo here, and I'm going to prove it's not the same photo from the same night. Ready? I've only seen one person comment on this, and they're like, it's not the same guy. He's got a different shirt on. He's got no backpack here. He's got
I feel like it's the same shirt.
different sneakers, but they're missing the biggest part. Blackness in the background, lightness in the background. This wasn't taken the same night. Actually, this night was the actual night of the kidnapping, because this is the night he goes, picks up the flowers and puts them over the camera, right? And it's really bright outside. The camera's picking up a lot of ambient light because it was the snow moon. And I looked it up, and between the hours of 1:40 in the morning and 2:40 in the morning when she was kidnapped, the ambient lighting was at 99% of the moon. This could not have been taken at the exact same time. Yet Kash Patel said this was the night of the kidnapping. He did not say it was the night of the casing. Here's the tweet. There's the photo. Additional recovered images from the same camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. There's no way. Today, the FBI asked for footage from January 11th between the hours of 9.
All right, if he went to scope out the area, where the hell is the police? Does anyone know? Do they have policing over there? It's supposed to be a rich neighborhood. Hello?
p.m. and midnight. I looked back at that time period, and coincidentally, the moon did not rise until 2:13 in the morning of January 12th. I actually looked back until January 9th, and the moon didn't start rising until 12 a.m. the next morning. And it just kept rising later every night until January 11th, when it rose at 2:13 in the morning. So now, same position. Look, you can see all the background houses, all the plants, everything, all the vegetation. This was not taken the same night. So here we are 12 days later, and I've proven that they've released photos of this guy that are from different nights when he was casing this place. This is not an amateur. He knew this camera was here. So why did he do this? Why were these theatrics like this? What's up with the foliage? That doesn't even make any sense. Well, we know the foliage was there. And why is Google holding footage in the back-end systems for 2 weeks without a subscription? That's bizarre. That's for another video, by the way. What is going on? And then they just find a glove randomly? And I thought we were paying the ransom. Something odd is going on. I want to know in the comments what you think. I'm a Common Sense Gay. Like, follow, and share. Until then.
All right, like, comment, and share. Common Sense Gay. What do you guys think? I think he did a pretty good job doing his case. Here it is now. He will not get credit. There it is. Nancy Guthrie doorbell image captured on... Oh my gosh, hold on a second.
I just feel like if it was my mom or anybody in my family...
Sorry. Nancy Guthrie doorbell image captured on separate date. Source. In one photo, the suspect is seen outside Guthrie's home without a backpack. This means it is probably a rando, in my opinion. One of Nancy Guthrie's Nest doorbell camera images released by the FBI was taken on a different date than the other. A source with knowledge of the investigation confirmed to Fox News Digital on Monday. Now, I'm sure the sheriff is denying this or saying this did not come from us. I'm not sure. And guess what? I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to look for his quote because it's probably on a news network I don't have a subscription for. He goes on random places to update. He doesn't use the actual sheriff department's public forum. So I don't know where he's at. And quite frankly, Alma said, don't buy the Cuban any more coffee. And I'm tired. So you could blame Alma for me not looking for his update. All right. Why isn't he posting this? Why isn't he updating? The new details indicate the masked suspect scouting the home of the advanced 84-year-old Guthrie suspect abducted on February the 1st. All right, let me read that again. The details indicate the masked suspect scouted the home in advance of the 84-year-old Guthrie. That's what they're saying now. He went there. He went there earlier. Check out the house. Chilling. No one saw him. No video, no image. That kind of explains why they were asking for older images, right? Here it is. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos tells Fox News that the information did not come from him. Okay. But he didn't say it's not true. He's saying the information did not come from him. But does he say it's not true? No. Okay. Bro, what do the sheriffs do all day? They should be patrolling the area. Authorities have alternatively asked for neighbors to check their home security systems for the entire month of January. The night of January 11th and hours surrounding Guthrie's disappearance between January 31st and February 1st. I'm dizzy. Who else is dizzy? Oh. People are getting sick of it. Jan, move on. DNA is still pending. As volunteers find glove in search of Nancy Guthrie. We went over this. Let's check out what this lady has to say. Let's see. Check out this video.
I feel like if it was my mom or anybody in my family that was missing, I'd want somebody to come out and search and try to help find her and bring her home.
We're out here just to support and just be here as more support and see if we can find anything and help out as much as we can.
And I just feel like it's time that we get out there and look for her. I haven't seen any search parties. Who's kidnapping those missing?
Yeah, are they supposed to have search parties when this happens or no?
At 84 years old. So my concern is her safety and bringing her home.
Right. Volunteers joining the search for Nancy Guthrie. As reports state, the kidnapping probe may see resources scale back as leads have been coming up.
Resources are going to be scaled back.
Empty. Here to react is former NYPD lieutenant and U.S. Army veteran Darren Porcher. So, Darren, scale back, that's got to be devastating to the family.
Well, that's what Alma wanted.
It is, but the one thing, the point of contention as it relates to these search parties as in connection with the civilians, I think it's an ambitious endeavor. However, we need to bear in mind civilians are not subject matter experts as it relates to extracting evidence.
But at least they're doing something, my man.
One of the things that I want to mention is DNA. Whenever you recover DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag and not a plastic bag, because a plastic bag will generate bacteria. In addition to that, the civilians can possibly contaminate the scenes. So I think it's best for the professionals to extract this information, because we have something we refer to as a chain of evidence. When we go to court proceedings, a defense attorney is going to hammer on what the chain of evidence was. Was it destroyed? Was it photographed in a proper positioning? And this is a point that we need to lend deference to the professionals in law enforcement.
So if this is you, Darren, and it's your family, do you hire private investigators at this point?
I think a private investigator is a great component, but at the same token, you are provided the backing of law enforcement to embark upon these types of endeavors. So a private investigator is great, but at the same token, law enforcement is responsible for conducting these searches. And this is a painstaking process, because we're going for months and we haven't come up with substantive clues as it relates to where Nancy is located, nor the perpetrators. We're running the DNA. Initially, we had something that was placed into the CODIS database. We didn't get a hit on that. Now I think a private investigator is a great component, but in deference to the professionals in law enforcement.
So if this is you, Darren, and it's your family,
The defense attorney is going to handle the scenes. So I think it's best for whenever you recover DNA, whenever you recover.
All right, I found something. My mic was mute. I don't know why my mic gets mute so much. I found something. Do I have your undivided attention? This one is going to give you a headache. This one's going to get Nerd Report exclusive. I think I found something. Are you guys ready for it? Hit that one. What does he say right here?
Covered DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag. One of the things that I want to mention is
here. When you recover, this is in regards to the independent search team. One of the things I want to mention here, he says, when you recover DNA, it must be in a paper bag, not plastic. Let's listen to him again.
Is DNA. Whenever you recover DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag and not a plastic bag, because a plastic bag will generate bacteria. In addition to that.
Okay, here's one of the sheriffs. Where did it go, dang it? Here's one of the sheriffs where they found the bag. What is she putting the bag in? Okay. It doesn't fit in there, okay? He said paper is fine. What does she put it in? You tell me in the comments. This is a book bag, bag they found. Are you guys watching? What is that? What material is that? And then something fell out of it. Something fell out of it. Look, something fell out of it. Okay, I'm. Should I just give up? There's plastic. It looks like plastic. There, something falls off it. Maybe it's a glove. I don't know. I give up. I have a headache. Should I give up?
That the civilians can cover DNA. Civilians are not subject matter experts as it relates to extracting evidence. One of the things that I want to mention is DNA. Whenever you recover DNA, it should be housed in a paper bag and not a plastic bag, because a plastic bag will generate bacteria. In addition to that, the civilians can possibly contaminate.
I believe this guy.
The scenes. So I think it's best for the professionals to extract this information, because we have something we refer to as a chain of evidence. When we go to court,
I believe this guy about the plastic bag, but listen to what he's saying. The professionals should handle it. They should put stuff in paper bags, not plastic. Meanwhile, we see the professionals put stuff in plastic. I don't know what I'm even looking at right now. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. Do you all know what's going on? Hello?
Proceedings, a defense attorney is going to hammer on what the chain of evidence was. Was it destroyed? Was it photographed in a proper positioning? And this is a point that we need to lend deference to the professionals in law enforcement.
So if this is you, Darren, and it's your family, do you hire private investigators at this point?
I think a private investigator is a great component, but at the same token, you are provided the backing of law enforcement to embark upon these types of endeavors. So a private investigator is great, but at the same token, law enforcement is responsible for conducting these searches. And this is a painstaking process because we're going for months and we haven't come up with substantive clues as it relates to where Nancy is located, nor the perpetrators. We're running the DNA. Initially, we had something that was placed into the CODIS database. We didn't get a hit on that. Now they're going towards the genealogical component to look at the familial content as it relates to the DNA. I'm hopeful that we can come up with something, but bear in mind, 80% of the people in that genealogical compound are Caucasian, 20% are other. So we can still possibly gain a miss as it relates to the genealogical component. Although we did receive success as it related to the Brian Kohlberger case in Idaho, which subsequently introduced a conviction in that case.
So do you believe the answers are still out there? Do you believe that it's just a matter of approach? Do you think this puzzle can be solved?
I think the answers are still out there. One of the things that we do in law enforcement is introduce something we refer to as a clean team. That's a set of fresh eyes on the investigation. Not saying that the investigators that were on this initially were not good at what they do, but oftentimes when we bring in a new group of investigators, they have a different perspective.
By the way, thank you, Shelly, for that very generous PayPal donation. Shelly, thank you. Shout out to Shelly in the chat. Thank you, Shelly. By the way, if you want to support the channel, you can send in a PayPal, send in a super chat, super sticker. What else do they have here? You can become a member. You can gift memberships. It will really piss off the mainstream media. Check this out.
A lot of them, I don't know if folks have seen, but some of them are even accepting donations for coffee. You can send them coffee.
Yeah, you can send us coffee donation.
And they can possibly wrap their head around something that the first group didn't see.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So, Darren, last real quick question about the media. Has the media leveled off too?
Yeah, it has.
Well, there's been a change in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. Initially, they moved the media out a couple of days ago, and it was a two-way street. Now it's a one-way street, and it seems like
they didn't move the media. This guy doesn't even really know what's up, man. They did not move the media out.
The media pit has decreased since that's happened, but ultimately the media is putting out the amplification of this message, and hopefully more and more people.
He's giving credit to the media for amplifying the message.
Pick up on something that they can provide to law enforcement. It's putting out the amplification of this message, and hopefully more and more people can pick up on something that they can provide to law enforcement moving forward.
All right, Darren Porcher, thanks so much. Very
unfortunately, I think they're discouraging people from covering it.
President Trump is calling out Maryland Governor Wes Moore.
Yo, after this, I'm going to be going to Latino Slant. So you guys are going to be redirecting. Well, you guys will be redirected. Let me see what the people are saying out there, man. Do you think this is going to go cold? Woman starts crying in front of Nancy Guthrie's home. Holy cow, check it out. Oh, we got Ann Rasmussen. Thanks for that. Ann Rasmussen memberships, 5 gifted memberships. Let's see those emojis. Let's see those emojis, and that guarantees this message.
A lot of them, I don't know if folks have seen, but some of them are even accepting donations for the coffee. You can send them coffee. A lot of them, I don't know if folks have seen, but some of them are even accepting donations for the coffee. You can send them coffee.
Yeah, some of us are even accepting coffee donations. Thanks, and Rasmussen. Hit those emojis, folks. What do you think's happening here, Ann? Let's see if there's any other news. Hell yeah, Jackie, have a coffee on me, Lewis. Thanks for the reminder, Alma. Thank you, Alma. Alma. Piss off, Alma. What's up, Alma? Jackie, thank you.
A lot of them, I don't know if folks have seen, but some of them are even accepting donations for the coffee. You can send them coffee.
How dare we get donations for coffee? How dare we? We're the devil. All right. Supposedly there's an update that they're saying that I don't know if this is them. I take anything that with a grain of salt. I want them to update their official socials, not random people I never heard of. This is ABC. I don't have ABC or whatever. I don't know where it's coming from. Please see the statement below regarding the doorbell surveillance footage. Suspect image. We're aware that doorbell image released earlier in the investigation depicts a suspect in different stages of attire, including with and without a backpack. There's no data at this time. There's no date or time stamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photograph were taken on a different day is purely speculative. This remains an active and ongoing criminal investigation. As with any investigation, conclusions will be guided by variable evidence and established facts. Speculation without factual support does not advance the investigation's process. Okay, good. I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not. Translation, a lot of double speak there. I don't know. Oh, this was an official update. They're watching us again. This was an official update. Okay, but they don't give us new information. What they do is they try to get in front of speculation. That's what I'm saying. Well, Amor, now they're saying that's not confirmed different dates. Amor? Jackie, thank you. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news. All right. We're aware that the doorbell images released earlier in the investigation depict the suspect in different stages of attire, including with and without a backpack. There's no date or time stamp associated with these images. Therefore, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. This remains an active and ongoing criminal investigation. As with any investigation, conclusions will be guided by variables, evidence, and established facts. Speculation without factual support does not advance the investigation process. All right. We're I don't know. Thanks for the update. People are asking, where is she? They're saying clowns. Incompetent artards, they're calling them. I don't encourage this kind of behavior. I will share this. I will like it, and I will share it because it is an update. Okay? We want those. What do you think of the update? Yeah, it's good they updated. I don't believe a goddamn word you say. This says, I don't believe a goddamn word you say. Nanos, you're a fucking idiot. I don't know, man. I'm reading the comments, man. Why don't you tell us the dates, you idiots? Dang, Brian Henton. We'll go to him in a bit. Nanos is an idiot. Where is she? Man, it's nuts. Yeah, I appreciate the update. That's all we want. Oh, they disproved Brian Henton. Right? Brian Henton even reported it. Prayers for Nancy and the family. Yeah, the Corino. Perfect. Thank you. These two photos of Nancy Guthrie suspect were taken on different days. Sources confirmed to me. Indicating the suspect appears to have visited Guthrie's home before the kidnapping. All right. Alma, where are you? Alma, you said, or you implied that YouTubers always get it wrong. Here's the sheriff saying that a mainstream media got it wrong. I don't even know if they did. What do you guys think? "23 days, we know nothing." It's terrible. What do you guys think? Is the sheriff misleading, or is it true? Two different people. Yeah, but he's standing in a different place. He's standing in a different place here. Let's look at this. What's this down here? Maybe different time of the nights. Oh no, they're seeing images. Look, they're seeing a face. Holy shit, it is there. That's all we need, right, Phil? That looks like a face, man. Oh my god. That's really all we need at this point. That's all we need now. There's a face there. Did you guys see it? God dang it. Yeah, I see the face, man. I just don't want to. Imagine the sheriff department saying there was no face. If he's going to update, I know you've seen a face in the video. It wasn't real. Did you guys see the face? That is creepy, man. Let's look at it again. Oh my god. We got Silence of the Lamb. We got the 6 fingers, and now that face. It's not making things better, man. All right, let's see. Let's see if that's a face. Oh my god, it does look like a face. Why? Just so you know, I don't want it to look like a face. Oh. Oh man, now I'm not gonna sleep. It's freaking Pedro Pascal, man, with the mustache and everything. It's a plant. Okay, listen, I want it to be a plant. It looks like Pedro Pascal. It's not him. I'm joking. Right here. Who sees a face? Press 1. People see a face. Well, it doesn't show up in the color version, but that's AI. You guys see a face? Damn, I see a face, man. Right here. I don't think it is, but I do. Whatever that thing is giving the illusion of a face. I zoomed in as much as I could. Actually, you want me to zoom in more? Give me a second. Meanwhile, make sure you subscribe. All right, I think I could zoom in on it more. I'm actually going to take a picture of it and show it to you all. Some people think that's a face. There's no color version. It's just like an AI thing. Damn, it does look like a face. Hold on. Let me actually put it on the computer though. I'm going to brighten it up. I'm going to say, look, it looks like a face, but it's not a face. I don't think it's a face. It's super pixelated. All right, let's see how it looks. You all ready? Right there. Right here. Right there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. It's creepy. It is creepy. So he has a favorite dude lying. You think it's a plant? You can see the ears now. I see the chin, nose, mustache, eyes, neck, hair. But it could be the lighting. I think it's the lighting, but I'm just, it is creepy. Do you do you all think it looks like Pedro Pascal? In the comments. It resembles a face, but it's not a face. And of course, I'm not saying it's him. I'm just saying it looks like him. Here, I'll show you right now. Huh? Why are you guys laughing? You guys see the face now? You get what I'm saying? I don't think it is a face. It resembles a face, but it's not a face. All right, let's go back to normal shit. Oh my God, this looks creepy because now I see a shoulder. Now I see a shoulder and a leg. Why, Lewis? Don't go there. I literally see a shoulder. I see a mustache, chin, nose, shoulder, and a leg with a foot. It's a plant. You think it looks like a young Stallone? Yo, Adrian. What was this? What is this down here? Doormat? But what are these things? Yeah, folks, I think this thing's going to go cold. Oh, no, JLR's having an argument with someone. See, no one's believing the sheriff anymore. Everyone's saying suspect approached Nancy Guthrie's door before night of her disappearance. Sources say this is supposed to be CNN. That's supposed to be CNN. Report suspect visited. People are running with that. It's pretty bright back there, too. Is this one enhanced? You can literally see the homes back there. He's holding his gun. The plant is gone back there. Where? Plant's gone. The guy would have been here. There's no plant there. What plant? This? Yeah, there's no plant now. Yeah, but the face was over here. Well, the what looked like a face. Here too, there's no plant. Oh my God. Other people caught on to that. He dropped it. That was it. That was probably the evidence that was going to crack the case. I don't know. We're not getting anything, man. We're not getting anything. All right, let's see if there's another update from the sheriff. Just this one. And that's because the footage, people are talking about the footage, right? The different times. I guess that got tractions. So, according to them, they disprove it. What do you guys think? Who cares if people speculate? Well, let's go to the beginning. The beginning. What is this?
Time. Was missing. We expended a lot of resources for a missing person that we typically always do. Our search and rescue volunteers, our search and rescue teams, other agencies, Borstar from Border Patrol sent their canines out. They worked tirelessly all day yesterday and all day tonight. I'm sorry, all day yesterday and all last night. To no avail. As I said yesterday, we saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we've processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help. This community has always stepped up to help us solve some pretty tough crimes. I'm looking for that again. This is a
He's asking the community for help. Remember, fast forward now, he doesn't want any.
Solve some pretty tough crimes.
Leave it to the
The
professionals.
home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we've processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help. This community has always stepped up to help us solve some pretty tough crimes. I'm looking for that again.
He wants us to help.
84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, has some physical challenges, is in need of medication. Medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal. So we make a plea to anyone who knows anything about this, who has seen something, heard something, to contact us. Call 911. We don't need another bad tragic ending. We need some help. Our team is.
See, he's asking for help here, man. Isn't that crazy?
Is the best. I couldn't speak any higher. I think you know that. We have done some great work with our partners in the Valley. You know, this community, I have to give up.
What a turnaround, right? You guys can hear him okay, right?
A lot of thanks to our law enforcement agencies all across this valley, whether it's the Tucson Police Department or some of the smaller agencies. They've all reached out. They've all offered to assist. The FBI, all of them. We work so close with them, and they are all plugged in. We'll continue to work closely with them. But what I really need is I need this community to step up and start giving us some calls. Let us know if you've seen something. We are right now at a time, and I apologize, everybody tells me I talk too softly. We are at a time where
he talks too softly. By the way, let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from in the comments, please.
In this investigation, we're now moving forward where we need to depend on technology. You know, our license plate readers, our camera systems throughout the community, anything, everything. And we will download all that data we have from the home, from different pieces of technology we've gotten, and we will use that to our advantage. But the reason I bring this up is that, you know, I'm a cop. I hate politics, but I have to remind our political leaders that they need to quit this banter of
Alma.
Every time law enforcement leaders come to you for a need, that you give up these ridiculous remarks about how it's going to be misused. AI is a bad, evil word. The cameras are very bad and evil. I'm tired of that.
What is he talking about? Does anyone know? What is he talking about? Someone help me.
Those tools in the right hands with the right minds and the right approaches are extremely valuable to solving crimes just like this. We need that. We need more staffing. We need a lot of things.
What are you talking about?
I need the community's help with this. So I want to make sure I didn't, before I take any questions, it is a crime scene. We know that. She needs her daily medication. And anybody that sees anything that even looks, hey, maybe that's her, just take a quick picture and take a video, send it to us. The number is real easy here locally. It's 911. You can contact our 88 crime and remain anonymous.
And now
you can call me, anybody. I am here to take any questions you may have. It will be.
What questions do you have? Pretend you're part of the press conference. Let us know in the comments.
a little limited. I apologize for that, but we do have a crime that we need to protect its integrity. I have here Sergeant David Stivers from our homicide team. He has been up all night, so bear with us if we are a little bit fuzzy in our answers or responses, but we're both here for any questions you may have. Let's start, please.
Recognizing your limitations, but can you elaborate at all on what makes you believe it's a crime scene as opposed to someone who left home and just couldn't find a way back?
Well, I think I told you she is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was she did not leave on her own. We know that.
Oh, look!
In her mobility, right?
That means she was forced out. Look, we have a clue. He let something out. Did you guys hear that?
We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was
forced.
She did not leave on her own.
Oh, he almost said the cat out of the bag. Did you guys hear that?
Start, please.
Recognizing your limitations, but can you elaborate at all on what makes you believe it's a crime scene as opposed to someone who left home and just couldn't find their way back?
Well, I think I told you she is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was
He said too much.
She did not leave on her own. We know that.
If you don't have plate readers, is there a vehicle associated with it?
We're when I told you we're now at the phase where we're looking at all the technology. All of that is being evaluated as we speak. Let me say this:
I believe this is the second press conference.
We've not just thrown our search and rescue team out there. They are going to be doing some door-to-door with our criminal investigation team. It is not just our homicide unit. All of our criminal investigation detectives. I went out last night to the scene. There were probably 100 cars out there, all from the sheriff's department.
I thought he never went there.
All work in this case. It takes a lot of manpower and a lot of energy. This team of mine worked throughout the night. They continue to work. David's had zero sleep, but he and his team are working as hard as they can.
Is there anybody else associated with her, a caregiver, family member, acquaintance, who is also missing in some of your?
No. The family, all of the family has been very cooperative with us. They're working with us. They're staying in touch with us. They have complete access to anybody on this department. Savannah has been in touch with us as well. Our hearts go out to them. This is their mom. She's just a great lady from what I've heard, and I feel for the family. We just want to find her and bring her back safe.
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out, but is there any additional information that you can give us on what may have alluded to this being?
Why does he look annoyed?
And bring him back safe.
Look at the way he responds here. He's annoyed. Like the guy wasn't being rude.
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out, but is there any additional information that you can give us?
Okay, he didn't want that information out there. He said there's evidence. He kind of alluded that there was evidence that she was forced out. That's what I think he alluded to. And when the guy does a follow-up here, look how annoyed he looks. Like, oh shit, I fucked up.
And bring him back.
Look
safe.
right here when he does a follow-up.
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out. But
Sheriff, you mentioned that she did not just walk out. Look at how mad he gets.
We just want to find her and bring him back safe.
Yeah, he said too much.
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out, but is there any additional information
Look at him.
that you can give us on what may have alluded to this being a crime scene?
I wish I could. I really do. I know that everybody wants to know certain things, but I can't do that it would be inappropriate at this time.
Listen, this tells me she was forced out of her residence. This tells me she was forced out of her residence. And I'm still thinking it's someone we don't know.
Are there signs of breaking and entering or any forced entry, anything like that?
I'm not, I again don't want to get into that. David, can you see anything here? Do you?
At this time, it's like still a very active investigation.
He asked David for help.
You see anything here? Do you?
Being a crime scene.
You know, I wish I could. I really do. I know that everybody wants to know certain things, but I can't do that it would be inappropriate at this time.
Are there signs of breaking and entering or any forced entry, anything like that?
I'm not, I again don't want to get into that. David, can you see anything here? Do you?
At this time, it's like still a very active investigation. There were circumstances on scene that we believe are suspicious in nature, I think is the best way to put it. But we can't really get into a whole lot of details with that.
Do you believe that this was targeted, or they just happened to hit
Don't.
Savannah Guthrie's mom, or if this was just
We don't know that. We don't. We look at all of that, but we just don't know that.
do they have cameras at the home?
They do, and we're looking through some of that. Yeah.
With this being an active crime scene, is there any threat to the general public?
Trying to figure out my phone.
What?
Cameras at the home?
They do, and we're looking through some of that. Yeah.
With this being an active crime scene, is there any threat to the general public?
Trying to figure out my phone.
I'm trying to figure out my phone. I should just make a video on this. He's looking for his phone.
We look at all of that, but we just don't know that.
I felt bad for him, honestly. Beginning.
They do, and we're looking through some of that. Yeah.
With this being an active crime scene, is there any threat to the general public?
Trying to figure out my phone.
I'm trying to figure out my phone. Why would he say that out loud?
Well, you know, no, I don't think there's an active threat, but I hate to say that because, you know, we're going to canvass that neighborhood, and maybe there's a prowler been seen around. There's a lot of work.
Maybe there's
still
a
to do.
prowler seen.
We don't have any indication that that the public is in danger.
And what does that search look like today beyond what you've already told us about last night?
So we have shut down our search and rescue mission.
They shut it down already? This was 3 weeks ago. This is from February 2nd, I believe. Yeah. They shut down.
Still to do. We don't have any indication that that the public is in danger.
And what does that search look like?
This is an old one.
What you've already told us about last night?
So we have shut down our search.
This is an old press conference. We're trying to get answers from the old. Maybe the old will give us something new.
Rescue mission, and we've sent them home to rest. They were out all night. Look, we put all our air assets into this. Our drone systems, our aircraft, our helicopters, heat sensors, infrared, everything we've thrown at this.
They have?
They're going to step aside. We'll call them out again if we need to do more searching. But right now, we don't see this as a search mission as much as we do a crime scene.
Sheriff, can you tell us a little bit about that map?
That is, and David probably can better answer it than I, but that is our search patterns, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with all the assets that we deployed yesterday with the search and rescue teams, the map that's on the screen is basically tracks that were followed. Those are all, the colored lines are all ground tracks of different teams and different assets that were used on the ground, to include the canines, the volunteers, and our own search and rescue team. The circles are going to be representative, if not necessarily perfect, of our air circulation with both our helicopter and our fixed wing aircraft at night, working with the night time cameras. So difficult to see where the house is. This house is basically pretty close to center in that, and then all of the searching that went on throughout the day with those folks out there.
What this really?
All right, folks, listen. I'm going to continue the conversation on Latino Slant. He's right there, folks. Latino Slant. I'm going to go on his channel. We're doing a collab right now. I'm dropping the link in the comments. Click on it. Head over there and say Nerd Report sent you. Do that right now. I'm going to head over there. Right now, we're going to continue the conversation. Who's the first one to chat? You will be redirected. We want to continue the conversation over there. Latino Slant, he's wanting me to come on. I don't see your comments. Let's see who the first comment is. Head over there right now. Gunner Girl, everybody in here. Tell them Nerd Report sent you. We're going to continue the conversation. Jackie is the first one there. All right, let's redirect everybody. Links in the comments.